Hi, my name is Kayla Floyd, and I'm going to be talking about my changed perspective over the year 2020. My changed perspective of this year has been through the Black Lives Matter movement. Even though I'm Black, I have been sheltered from the movement due to the fact that I attended a conservative Christian high school. Being in quarantine, it allowed me to fully establish what my views are. I learned that in order to make change happen, we all have to be on board. I can't just sit on the couch and watch while everybody is out protesting and standing up for what is right. And I'm not just saying we as in all Black people, I'm saying we as in the human race. If we can't help one race, we can't help at all. It doesn't matter if it's Hispanic or white lives or purple lives. It doesn't matter if we don't start one race at a time until we are all treated fairly.
Pre-corona, I was comfortable with my liberally conservative views. I always thought of myself as much more liberal than the majority of my classmates, but honestly, that isn't saying much when you live in a county where Trump won 3/4 of the 2016 vote, and the KKK has shown up for member recruitment numerous times. But that changed during quarantine, when I was exposed to videos and podcasts that presented issues in a different light than I was familiar with. My teacher never told me about the positive impact the Black Panther Party had, nor was I taught about the Tulsa race riots. While the rest of America was having a racial awakening this summer, so was I. I was forced to reevaluate my relationships with friends and family. We had never discussed race, so it was difficult to see that people I know and love could actually hold very disturbing views. The revitalization of the Black Lives Matter movement hasn't just woken up positivity, it's given hate a platform as well. While my newfound perspective has allowed me to see this hate for what it is, it hasn't taught me how to deal with it.
Much has changed in 2020 for me and everyone else in the world. I turned 18, dyed my hair, got a few tattoos, lived through a pandemic, and moved to college. But one unexpected change was my perspective of my parents. With all of the chaos going on in our country, I developed my own opinions, and so did they. My mom shared her support of the Black Lives Matter movement with me, and my dad showed his avid distaste for it. I felt disappointed in him when he used and defended the phrase, "You run like a girl," and refused to wear a mask in public. I began seeing my parents as flawed human beings, not the perfect heroes I have seen them as most of my life, which is a hard pill for everyone to swallow as they grow up. It came with much heartbreak and reevaluation, but I learned that it's not my responsibility to educate other people who do not wish to be educated, including my father.
2020 has been a year unlike any other. With the pandemic threatening the health of people all around the globe, we have experienced drastic, often unwelcome changes in the way we live. Personally, I felt targeted by the virus. I lost my prom, I lost my championship soccer season, I lost my senior year of high school. Near the beginning of quarantine, my narrow, self interested perspective made it seem to me that I, personally, was being attacked by COVID 19. The virus was absolutely out to get me, and I spent a lot of my time feeling sorry for myself. That is until my dad told me something that truly changed my perspective about the pandemic and really about the world in general. He told me that it was selfish to feel bad for myself because there are millions of people around the world experiencing the exact same thing as me right now, and really millions more that have been put in worse circumstances. Now, this seemed very obvious to me at the time, but it got me thinking. For every problem I have, there are a countless number of people around the world that are experiencing the exact same thing as me. Not only did this realization change my thoughts on the pandemic, it changed my perspective on life itself. Whether my problems are COVID 19 related or not, it gives me comfort to know that I'm not the first person to experience them. In a way, a pandemic that has been all about isolation has made me feel less alone.